Tsar Nicholas II, 1868 to 1918. The last emperor of Russia, Nicholas II ruled during a time of immense upheaval. Though a devoted family man, his indecisive leadership and resistance to reform contributed to the collapse of the Romanov dynasty. His reign saw industrial modernization, World War I, and the 1917 Russian Revolution. Captured by the Bolsheviks, he was executed with his family in 1918, marking the end of imperial rule. Portraits depict him in ornate military uniform, often beside his family or imperial regalia. Today, he is both a controversial figure and canonized martyr in the Russian Orthodox Church. Toussaint Louverture, 1743 to 1803, born into slavery in Saint-Domingue, now Haiti, Toussaint Louverture rose to lead the only successful slave revolt in history. A brilliant military strategist and self-educated leader, he helped free the colony from French, Spanish, and British forces. Though eventually betrayed and imprisoned by Napoleon, his leadership paved the way for Haitian independence. Portraits show him in bold military attire, commanding with confidence and clarity. His legacy stands as a symbol of resistance, Black empowerment, and revolutionary determination. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, 1756 to 1791. An Austrian prodigy, Mozart composed over 600 works and transformed classical music with his innovation and brilliance. From operas and symphonies to chamber music, his works are celebrated for their complexity and emotional depth. Despite early fame, he struggled financially and died young at 35. Portraits show him in powdered wigs and red silk coats, often seated at a harpsichord or holding a manuscript. His legacy lives on as one of the greatest composers in Western history. Louis XIV of France, 1638 to 1715. Known as the Sun King, Louis XIV ruled France for over 70 years. The longest reign in European history. He built the Palace of Versailles as a symbol of absolute monarchy and centralized royal power. A patron of the arts and theater, he left a lasting legacy on French culture and governance. His portraits are richly adorned, often showing him in elaborate robes, high-heeled shoes, and grand postures. Louis epitomized the splendor and control of Baroque monarchy. Frederick Douglass, 1818 to 1895. Born into slavery in Maryland, Frederick Douglass escaped bondage and became one of the most powerful voices for abolition and civil rights. A self-taught writer and electrifying orator, he published autobiographies that shocked and inspired audiences worldwide. He advised U.S. presidents and campaigned for equality and justice throughout his life. Portraits often show his fierce gaze, dignified dress, and resolute presence. He remains a symbol of courage, intellect, and the fight for human dignity. Emperor Meiji of Japan, 1852 to 1912. Emperor Meiji presided over the dramatic transformation of Japan from a feudal society to a modern industrial power. His reign saw the Meiji Restoration, during which Japan adopted Western institutions, technology, and military reform. He maintained symbolic power while his government rapidly modernized the nation. Portraits depict him in traditional or Western military attire, often seated regally or surrounded by modernization symbols. Meiji is remembered as the father of modern Japan. Lord Byron, 1788 to 1824. A romantic poet, aristocrat, and adventurer, Lord Byron was as famous for his scandalous lifestyle as for his verses. Author of Don Juan and Childe Harold's Pilgrimage, his poetic voice helped define the Romantic era. He lived flamboyantly across Europe and died while fighting for Greek independence. His portraits exude intensity, beauty, and rebellion, often with windswept hair and dramatic settings. Byron became the model for the brooding, passionate, Byronic hero. Gustavus Adolphus of Sweden, 1594 to 1632. King of Sweden and military innovator, Gustavus Adolphus transformed his country into a European great power. He led Protestant forces during the 30 Years' War and is often called the father of modern warfare for his strategic reforms. Brave and respected, he died in battle at Lutzen, cementing his legacy as a warrior king. Portraits show him in shining armor or with sword in hand, poised in heroic composure. He remains a key figure in military history and Swedish pride. Jean-Baptiste Bellay, 1746 to 1805. A former enslaved man from Saint-Domingue, Bellay became the first black man elected to France's National Convention. A soldier and abolitionist, he advocated for the rights of free black citizens during the French Revolution. His portrait famously shows him in formal dress beside a bust of philosopher Romanov, symbolizing liberty and intellect. Despite political resistance and eventual exile, Bellay's rise remains a powerful moment in revolutionary history. He stood for dignity, justice, and progress during turbulent times. Voltaire, 1694 to 1778. François-Marie Arouet, known as Voltaire, was a French Enlightenment philosopher, celebrated for his wit, criticism of authority, and advocacy for civil liberties. A fierce opponent of censorship and religious intolerance, he spent time in exile but influenced revolutions with his writing. His works laid the foundation for modern secular thought and freedom of speech. Portraits often depict him with a knowing smile, feather quill, and bookshelves behind him. Voltaire's legacy echoes in every demand for truth and liberty.